program disability inclusion.
As a person with disability in Nigeria, do you know you have a right to vote in the upcoming general elections and subsequent off-cycle elections?
Able to vote is a strategic campaign by the Ability Foundation to reduce voter apathy amongst persons with disability in Nigeria. Come 2023, go out and exercise your right to vote.
From the North Central to the Northeast, Northwest, Southwest, Southeast, and South-South, the Albino Foundation is safeguarding disability inclusion in Nigeria's electoral process through its ongoing nationwide voter education campaign for the community of persons with disabilities. The Able to Vote scheduled activities will commence with a national press conference in Abuja, while state activities will hold in Enugu November 16th, Lagos November 21st. Able to Vote. Voting is our right. This message is brought to you by the Albino Foundation in collaboration with the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities, NCPWD, and funded by the European Union through its EU SDGN program. TAF, Disability Inclusion Champion.
I hope you can hear me, sir.
I can hear you.
Please always look at me now. Don't forget the microphone.
Okay.
That microphone is yours.
Okay.
Well, it's good to know you're still with us on the program Disability Inclusion, coming to you live from the Network Service of Radio Nigeria. On the program Disability Inclusion, we talk about everything that has to do with persons with disabilities, including highlighting the challenges, including the opportunities, and prefer the way forward. On the program today, we are focusing on addressing discriminatory recruitment against persons with disabilities again. This time around, the role of the Federal Civil Service Commission. So the Nigerian Public Service, having experienced a regime that has shown commitment in promoting the inclusion of persons with disabilities into the society, is still yet to show evidence of progress regarding an inclusive recruitment process. So stories abound from discrimination against persons with disabilities during recruitment into federal ministries, departments, and agencies, recruitment of the highest bidder and influential, leaving the ordinary Nigerian with a disability to suffer unemployment even when qualified for positions in the sector. So these acts subvert a system that is designed to enhance the unity and inclusivity in the country. With the highlighted areas of vulnerability during recruitment within the public service sector, it is necessary to address the various forms of its manifestation and, of course, how citizens can work with the relevant stakeholders to address its occurrences and canvass for a person with disability inclusive recruitment process. Once again, welcome to the program. Our guest for today's program is Mr. Raymond Alaba Balogu, the Deputy Director of Press and Public Relations from the Federal Civil Service Commission. Good evening, sir, and welcome to the program.
Good evening. Good evening.
So we are still live on the program Disability Inclusion on the network service of Radio Nigeria. Remember, this program is audience participatory. So you have an opportunity to call in, make a contribution, ask your questions, get clarified on issues concerning disability or persons with disabilities. So the WhatsApp number to text your message to is 0708 0908, I beg your pardon, 875-7496. I take that number again strictly for WhatsApp messages, 0908 875 7496. Just to let you know that we're streaming live on Facebook at the Albino Foundation on Instagram and Twitter. We are streaming at TAF_NIG. So stay with us as we come up with our news update.
The founder and chief executive Albino Foundation, Ambassador Jake Ekpeni, indicated that Able to Vote is a focused campaign to unveil the strategies in place to overcome voter apathy among the disability community and INEC's preparedness for the 2023 elections during his welcome remark at the Able to Vote South South campaign in Rivers State. He stated that persons with disabilities will come out to vote and be voted for in the upcoming general election and subsequent off-cycle elections. The administrative secretary of the Independent National
So we are taking
Commission, INEC, Mr.
going straight to the
Richard
interviews.
Alabama,
Yes,
commended
after
the
that,
Albino Foundation
after that,
One of the
towards an
telephones
all-inclusive
number,
policy
no,
for
no,
2023 election and the European
So
Union.
anyway, just advertise. Don't worry. If they try that one, doesn't work. They try the other one. But we'll talk after the
He
people.
said
Yes.
that
I noticed that, like, every Saturday, the music on the script usually said, usually that's everything. Amen.
No.
I have to change it. No, check what you said. I have to
No,
change it.
it's chicken. I
said,
think
what
chicken.
is
The one that was sent to you. I wasn't done yet.
I changed it myself here for
I've seen it.
Responding
So
to the
take
INEC
your calls
administrative
and
secretary, the chairman of
I
It
thought
has
the
really
interview
been
comes
nice.
first now.
Sorry?
I thought that the interview comes first now before.
Yes, don't worry. Sometimes it does happen.
Ensuring that there is
Hmm?
inclusivity
Thank
in
you.
the country's electioneering process. However, asked the election umpire to fulfill the promises it has made. He also urged people with disabilities to leverage conferences and workshops to get informed on their rights and the provisions made for them to participate actively in Nigeria's democracy. During the panel session moderated by the Executive Director, Fair Care Foundation, Indifrege Andrew Essien, the head of voter education and publicity, INEC Mark Usulo, reiterated that people with disabilities will be given special treatment at the polls. He added that the Commission will not tolerate stigmatization of people with disability. He also stated that the problem with the provision of assistive devices is the low literacy level and advised that persons with disabilities should be schooled to leverage provisions for an inclusive process. Mr. Oslo added that the attention of the presiding officer and the polling unit will be given to people with disabilities. The president of the Nigerian Union Police, Comrade Chris Isiguzo, charged the people with disabilities to come out during the elections to vote. According to him, by exercising their franchise, they can boast of their contributions. And what seemed like a partnership reignited, the Executive Secretary of the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities, Mr. James David Lalu, as he re-echoed the importance of education for persons with disabilities and opined that special schools across the country need more funding attention to make efforts. He made this disclosure in Abuja while receiving in the audience a delegation from the Federal University of Latvia.
So there's no insight. You said I'll take it, there's no insight.
Oh, okay,
University of Latvia being given to special education and students with disabilities at the institution. The ES used the medium to disclose that The much-awaited accessibility standard code will be made available soon, after which there will be no more excuses of non-compliance by stakeholders in the engineering sector. Speaking on the program planned for students with disabilities, the ES talked about scholarship schemes mapped out by the Commission to assist students to complete their education in various faculties, up from primary to tertiary institutions. Earlier in his remark, the Vice Chancellor of the Federal University of Latvia, Professor Shehu Abdul Rahman, appreciated the ES for his cordiality and the partnership with the university, which he said is very invaluable. The VC, however, seized the occasion to solicit the intervention of the Commission on the third floor for the construction of special needs education and rehabilitation of the Science Department office complex on the campus. The high point of the visit was the presentation of the digital audiology machine to the Vice Chancellor of the university by the ES. TikTok video, which has been shared close to 11,000 times, has shown a Nigerian man dashing out interesting lyrics while sitting on a wheelchair. The interesting clip was posted by a man named Determination, who has established himself on the platform as a talented singer. The short lyrics, which were rendered in Igbo, appear to be a part of a longer song which Determination says is on the way. I am Jamaican boy.
As a person with disability in Nigeria, do you know you have a right to vote in the upcoming general elections and subsequent off-cycle elections?
Able to vote is a strategic campaign by the Abino Foundation to reduce voter apathy amongst the persons with disability in Nigeria. Come 2023, go out and exercise your right to vote.
From the North Central to the Northeast, Northwest, Southwest, Southeast, and South-South, the Albino Foundation is safeguarding disability inclusion in Nigeria's electoral processes through its ongoing nationwide voter education campaign for the community of persons with disabilities. The Able to Vote scheduled activities will commence with a national press conference in Abuja, while state activities will hold in Enugu November 16th, Lagos November 21st. Able to Vote. Voting is our right. This message is brought to you by the Albino Foundation in collaboration with the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities, NCPWD, and funded by the European Union through its EU SDGN program. TAF, Disability Inclusion Champion.
Well, it's good to be back on the program Disability Inclusion, coming to you live from the network service of Radio Nigeria. My name is still Jennifer Obo, your host on today's program. And so far, I've been coming up with messages, especially for our Able to Vote campaign. Hope you've been following up and keeping updated with us. We post all of our activities on our social media handles. And right now, they are streaming on our social media handles on Facebook at the Albino Foundation, on Twitter and Instagram at TAF_NIG. So down to today's focus, which is addressing discriminatory recruitment against persons with disabilities. So this topic can't be overemphasized because we keep reiterating it because that's what is happening in our society today, and it's important that we do not do anything without us. So nothing about us without us. Yes, that's the slogan. So we still have our guest live with us in the studio, Mr. Raymond Alababalogun, the Deputy Director of Press and Public Relations Department from the Federal Civil Service Commission. So it's good to have you on our interview segment. So tell us, is the Commission aware of discriminatory recruitment within the public service sector?
Within the public service sector, well, the Federal Civil Service Commission, as I'm aware of, is proactive as in talking about recruitment, recruiting persons living with disabilities. The management of the Federal Civil Service Commission, they have zero tolerance. They have zero tolerance against discrimination for disabilities. For instance, within this year, early this year, April, in the month of April, I can remember, the Nigeria Association for the Blind paid courtesy visit on the commission. And during the courtesy visit, the Honorable Chairman of the Civil Service Commission, Dr. Tukobilo Ngawa, emphasized that the commission is ready, willing, and ready to implement the 5% employment
He's
allocation.
willing and ready. I don't understand. That doesn't sound convincing.
No, what I'm trying to say is that the chairman made it clear
Yes.
that the commission will implement the 5%
Yes, knowing that
employment
it's in the
opportunities
Constitution.
granted the people, persons living with disabilities. Anytime the federal government leads the suspension on recruitment, the commission, within the scope of the commission takes care of recruitment into the core civil service. Into the core civil service, I mean the mainstream federal civil service. But as per public service sector, the public service, as you know, is made up of agencies and institutions which are not within the scope of the Federal Civil Service Commission. So they have the autonomy, they have the authority to recruit on their own.
Okay.
Are you with me?
Yes.
So they have these public institutions which are outside the scope of the mainstream Federal Civil Service have the authority to recruit. The commission is only concerned about the mainstream civil service, and it has indicated its readiness to implement the 5% allocation.
Okay, now being the deputy director of the press and public relations, knowing with what you've said, what has been your role in terms of advocacy? For example, advertising in terms of recruitment. What do you do in that department? How do you handle such a situation?
We're talking about advocacy now. For now, there is no recruitment into the mainstream Federal Civil Service.
Okay.
So it's more or less no activity in that particular area, in that particular mandate of the commission. The commission has 3 core mandates, which is recruitment, promotion, and discipline.
Okay.
But because of the suspension placed on employment, presently there is no activity whatsoever.
In the past, how do you get to recruit persons with disability? Just give us a scenario.
Well, I am new in the commission, so I cannot authoritatively speak on that.
Okay, don't worry. I think we'll be focusing more on that as the program progresses. So it's time for you to ask your questions. I wouldn't want guests to be doing all the talking alone. Kindly call these phone numbers, any of them, 0705 149 3324 or 0915 091 0482. I take these numbers again, 0705 149 3324 or 0915 091 0482, or send a WhatsApp message to 0908 875 7479. So what has been done, to curb cases of discrimination against persons with disabilities and officials trading jobs in the federal agencies as well as secret recruitments?
Well, the Federal Civil Service Commission has issued press statements and press releases and media campaigns against the prevalence of fake appointment letters in the society. The commission has come out clearly, it has clearly stated that the commission, because of the constitutional mandate, the constitutional authority given to it as the only government body mandated to recruit into the Federal Civil Service. Any other any other appointment letters from any quarters can be clearly seen as being suspect.
Okay, can you make us understand, like in a case where a person with disability is being discriminated upon in a workplace or in the public service sector, how do you handle cases like that?
Come again?
In a case where a person with disability is being discriminated upon in a public service office or sector, how does the Federal Civil Service Commission handle such cases?
Like I said, the Federal Civil Service Commission can only handle such cases that occur within the mainstream federal civil service.
Kindly make us understand what you mean by for the benefit of the
What I'm trying to say is that ministries, extra-ministerial departments, and agencies are classified as mainstream civil service. Are you with me?
Yes, please.
Yes. So, like I said before, I said recruitment for now is no activity in a particular aspect.
Okay.
So I can't clearly answer that
Okay.
question.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're actually talking about curbing cases of discrimination, so we are not talking about recruitment. But I think we'll come back to more questions. We'll come back to you, Mr. Raymond Alababalukun. So the topic for today is addressing discriminatory recruitment against persons with disabilities, the role of the Federal Civil Service Commission. My name is Sue Jennifer Owo. On the program Disability Inclusion, we go for some entertainment, and this one is coming from Chike. To enjoy.
Some people where you will show you good love. All them go come your way. Don't let them go away. For me at home, my baby. For me at home, for me at home, for me at home, for me at home, my baby. For me at home, for me at home.
Who actually assists you in speaking the case? Or you do that alone? I do that alone.
I dare to make you smile. Mother will take your pain. I give you so much joy.
Sorry?
I said, this is the that's the part of it.
Hey, just a call from Mr. J. They listen to him. Except he's not obliged to do that.
No, he's going to call you. You don't, you can't, the calls, the quotes, really going to depend. Maybe someone from civil society. It is from the government. Unless if it's, you will have to call the DG, or you have to call the chairman, or
Okay, I understand that kind of.
you don't just call it. That's
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
understand. Just that avoid saying anything that you don't know. You are new in the job. You're actually not going to be good in the job your commission. So you can. There is a way you can quickly answer that question. You understand it? All right, this beautiful, beautiful orchestra piece is by TK titled Beautiful People. Yes, they say life is beautiful, and I'm telling you that is you and I that will make the life beautiful. All right, so you go out, you meet someone, and get a smile on your face. That's what makes life beautiful, and that makes you happy. So, in regards to this, it means that you and I have a role to play in contributing to disability inclusion in our beloved country, Nigeria. My name is still Jennifer Owo on the program Disability Inclusion. If you've not called us, please try to reach us on any of these numbers 0705 149 3324 or 0915 091 0482. Or in case you're unable to reach us via any of these phone lines, kindly send a WhatsApp message to 0908 875 7496 as we are streaming via our social media platforms. So we're still talking about addressing discriminatory recruitment against persons with disabilities. Now, the role of the Federal Civil Service Commission. We have our guest, the Deputy Director from Press and Public Relations Department, Federal Civil Service Commission, Mr. Raymond Alaba Balogun. So, Mr. Raymond, I would like you to highlight also what are the roles of the Federal Civil Service Commission, just to clarify us again.
Okay.
Yeah, kindly let us know. And how it concerns persons with disability.
Okay. The Federal Civil Service Commission is constitutionally charged
Okay.
with the duties of promotion, recruitment, and discipline and appeal in the Federal Civil Service. And talking about recruitment, as I have said earlier on, it has the sole authority to recruit eligible candidates into the mainstream Federal Civil Service. That's for recruitment. For the promotion aspect, it handles promotion also. When we talk about movement of persons from one level, salary grade level, to another grade level within the Federal Civil Service. And the Federal Civil Service Commission delegates some of these duties to the junior staff committees in the ministries and the senior staff committees of the ministries to handle different salary grades, levels. For example, from salary levels 1 to 6, the junior staff committees in the ministries handle that category, while the senior staff handles promotion activities from salary level 06 to 13 in the Federal Civil Service.
Okay.
Then 15, directorate cadre again, 14 to 17. The Federal Civil Service Commission handles the directorate cadre, talking about promotion now, from salary level 14 to 15, 15 to 16, and 16 to 17.
Okay, now I know you've stated that there have been a halt, a recent halt in terms of
It has been what?
a halt by the federal government
Yes.
of recruitment into public service sector.
Yes.
But just for posterity's sake, how do you ensure merit is used as a guiding principle in recruitment and selection into the public service in Nigeria?
As what?
How do you ensure merit is used as a guiding principle in recruitment?
Okay. Now, the civil service, every aspect of government business is conducted by guidelines and due process.
Mm-hmm.
The Federal Civil Service Commission is guided by these principles. Talking about merit, there are written examinations at different levels, as I explained earlier. From salary grade levels 01 to 06, examinations are conducted for them. Then salary grade levels 6 to 13, they sit for examination as well. Then for the salary grade levels 14 to 17, written examination to the, in fact, the Federal Civil Service Commission just concluded the directorate cadre examination in the directorate cadre. salary grade levels 14 to 17. That one was just concluded last week. Yes, this week, sorry, yesterday. So there is merit. The Federal Civil Service Commission emphasizing on merits in the Federal Civil Service at all levels.
All right, if you're just joining us, the program is still Disability Inclusion on the Network Service of Radio Nigeria, and then we're talking about addressing discriminatory recruitment against persons with disability, the role of the Federal Civil Service Commission. We have a message for you to stay with us.
Among persons with disability in Nigeria, go to go out and exercise your right to vote.
From the north central to the northeast, northwest, southwest, southeast, and south-south, the oblique foundation is safeguarding disability inclusion in Nigeria's electoral process and its ongoing nationwide voter education campaign for the community of persons with disabilities. The able to lead scheduled activities will commence with a national press conference in Abuja, while state activities will hold in November 16th, yes, November 21st. Able to vote. Voting is our right. This research is brought to you by the Oblique Foundation in collaboration with the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities, NCPWD, and funded by the PWDs through its EU SDGN program. Disability Inclusion Champion.
All right, thanks for staying tuned on the program Disability Inclusion, addressing discriminatory recruitment against persons with disabilities, the role of Federal Civil Service Commission. We have the Deputy Director, Press and Public Relations, Federal Civil Service Commission, Mr. Raymond Alaba Balogun, and he's here to talk more on the topic. Meanwhile, you can throw in your opinion on what you think about the topic for discussion. Call the number 0705 149 3324. In case you're unable to reach us, send a WhatsApp message to 0908 875 7496. 0908 875 7496. Now, Mr. Raymond, how can citizens work with the Commission? How can citizens work with the Commission to advance transparency and inclusion of persons with disabilities during recruitment process within the public service sector?
Well, there is a Servicom unit in the Federal Civil Service Commission, and the essence of having the Servicom unit, or one of its goals, is to ensure that prompt service is delivered to our stakeholders, our customers, so to say, our stakeholders. So through the Servicom unit, there is provision for the public now, the stakeholders, our stakeholders, to contribute through feedback. They have there's a provision for provision to receive comments or commentaries from our customers or our clients or our stakeholders. I mean, graduates now, it can be persons living with disabilities or any other job seeker. I mean, graduates, they are free to come in and then contribute.
Okay, have you ever handled any case like that? Can you give us an example?
Well, I am sure Servicom unit is alive to their responsibilities, because I am sure they are alive to their responsibilities.
Okay, you've been saying persons living with disabilities. So we like to put them before their disability. So you don't see their disability before you see them. Because a person with disability is capable of doing anything and functioning like any other person if they are being, included in the workspace now. What would be your observation? What would be your how will you access the use of language in describing persons with disability? Because the Federal Civil Service Commission is like a mother figure, if you permit me to use that, in the public service sector. So how do we correct the use of language in the public service sector to qualify or describe a person with disability?
Well, there are science languages within the building of the commission, and to assist persons living with disabilities, so that anytime they come, we can assist. They have any challenges, they can always come and present their cases.
Okay.
Recently, the Association for Technology Inclined Visually Impaired Persons of Nigeria, they came, and the management of the commission engaged them, as in attended to their requests. They gave them audience,
okay, I think Lynn is standing by, Lynn Agucha from the Albino Foundation. So she's standing by to, come up with more comfortable questions that you can answer. Hi, Lynn. Good evening.
Hi, Jennifer. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ramon. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
I have a question. So we've had a conversation around, what the commission is doing around recruitment for PWDs. So one thing is making provision for recruiting PWDs. How accessible is your building? So usually from the Act, the 2018 Stability Act, it says that all buildings should be accessible for PWDs, and the transitionary period is ending next year. So what moves have the commission made in terms of making buildings accessible for PWDs? Because after recruiting them, if you recruit them, how accessible is your building?
Well, I want to assure you that the Federal Civil Service Commission will do everything possible to make the building accessible to persons living with disabilities. For now, I know that there may be some challenges, as in.
Like what challenges? That's what we want to know.
I mean, there is at the entrance point of the commission there is a ramp through which persons with disabilities can access the building, and then the commission can always take it from there and provide the necessary facilities for persons living with disabilities. I'm sure of that.
Persons with disabilities, actually, the entrance has a ramp, but then it's actually an upstairs, the commission. So are there steps that have been taken, or even at the point, maybe if the commission is kind of confused as how to transition, are there consultations that are being made for recommendations? Is there anything like that?
Yes, I believe negotiations are going on with the relevant government body to put in place all these necessary facilities for PWDs.
Well, we know way past time because we have a 5-year transitional period ending next year. So I mean, the Federal Civil Service Commission is supposed to be like a hero now, or a captain, or a knight now, leading other public service sector into what we are advocating for in terms of disability inclusion. So don't you think you need to be faster? Don't you think you need to build on advocacy?
We will put the necessary facilities in place, as I said earlier, between now and next year. I mean, commission is up to it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Commission is up to it. We surely put up the necessary facilities to enable accessibility by the PWDs.
All right, Lee, you have further questions?
Yes.
Go ahead, please.
All right. So we talked about how citizens can work with the commission to ensure that there is no discrimination.
Yeah.
So you mentioned Servicom.
Yeah.
Servicom being on its own, are there internal helplines where citizens can actually access to call in terms of if there is any kind of discrimination against any person with disability?
Yeah, like I said, our Servicom unit is there with feedback mechanism, and then their website is equally there with inquiries, as in numbers they can call. And well, the commission is accessible. You can always come in at any time they feel like and present their case.
All right, the program is still disability inclusion. We'll go on another quick break. When we come back, the program continues. To stay with us.
You are sounding off mic. So when we come back, announce the phone number. That's Cubans.
Okay. I don't
Cubans
know
with plenty.
with plenty.
Yes, that's with plenty Cubans. When we come back on break, announce the numbers again.
Okay.
Yes, then go straight to the constitutional provision. After that, we're going to play more music. Yes.
Please, you want to ask me first? All right, another beautiful piece by the very talented co-band featuring Simi Sola. The program is still Disability Inclusion on the Network Service of Radio Nigeria, and songs titled We Plenty. And I'm definitely inspiring all of the youths in Nigeria, including myself, that our things good done. So 2023 is a year for us, and the youths are the majority, trust me. So if we don't lend our voices to what we are about with this program, how do we reach for success? So call in and make your opinion on the program Disability Inclusion. Kindly call 0705 149 3324 or 0915 0910 The WhatsApp number is 0908 8757496. And we're streaming on our social media handles at the Albino Foundation on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at staff_NIG. We are still talking about addressing discriminatory recruitment against persons with disabilities, the role of the Federal Civil Service Commission. The Deputy Director from Press and Public Relations Department from Federal Civil Service Commission is our guest for today, Mr. Raymond Alaba Bandoko. So we want to ask you, sir, what has been your relationship, what has been your role in terms of promoting disability inclusion in the public service space? What has been your affiliation with the stakeholders and private sectors?
Well, the Federal Civil Service Commission is PWD friendly
Okay.
in every ramifications. Like I said, the Federal Civil Service Commission has zero tolerance against any form of discrimination when it comes to employing people living with disabilities. And it has, the chairman, the honorable chairman has stated it that the commission is willing and ready to recruit PWDs anytime the suspension is
Lifted.
lifted. And in so many ways, the management of the commission has indicated its receptiveness to persons living with disabilities. So there is no question about that.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Raymond,
You're
from the
welcome.
Federal Civil Service Commission. Now, to you out there, make sure you are throwing in those comments on our social media platforms. We have something for you, 4 things to know about the Disability Act. First off, an officer who approves or directs the approval of a building plan that contravenes the building code commits an offense and is liable on conviction to a fine of at least 1 million naira or a term of imprisonment of 2 years or both. Number two, in Section 31 of the Act, the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities will be established and an executive secretary will be appointed as the head of the commission. Number three, in all situations of risk, including situations of violence, emergencies, and occurrences of natural disasters, the government shall take all necessary steps to ensure the safety and protection of persons with disabilities, taking cognizance of their peculiar vulnerability. And lastly, discrimination is prohibited in public transportation facilities, and service providers are to make provision for the physically, visually, and hearing impaired and all persons howsoever challenged. So thank you so much for staying with us on the program Disability Inclusion. And the star of the week is Grace Jerry.
Grace Jerry is a music artist, disability rights advocate, and peace promoter in Nigeria. She brought freshness to advocacy efforts through her unique blend of passion and music, bringing prominence to the important role of persons with disabilities in development. Since emerging Miss Wheelchair National Queen, she had remained consistent in her passion to mainstream disability in development issues through her work at the Inclusive Friends Association, where she works as the executive director, providing direction and inspiration for change. Grace plans to use the knowledge and experience she gains from the fellowship in deepening her advocacy efforts to end discrimination and violence against persons with disabilities in Nigeria.
All right, thank you so much, Lynn, for that information. Such an inspiring message to anyone with any form of disability. This program is for you, and trust me, if you don't call in to participate, I mean, what are we here for? So it's important that you send a message, even if not during the program, just send a message to our WhatsApp number. When we come on Saturday, we will definitely read them out live. So it's still Disability Inclusion on the network service of Radio Nigeria. So far, we've been talking with the Deputy Director, Press and Public Relations from the Federal Civil Service Commission, and the topic has been addressing discriminatory recruitment against persons with disabilities, the role of the Federal Civil Service Commission. So I have more music for you, just to let you know that this program, Disability Inclusion, is coming from the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria, Africa's largest radio network. For more information on the activities of... Hello, good evening.
Good evening. How are you? How are you?
Oh my God, you are calling at the 11th hour. Well, I'm happy regardless. We just have less than 10 minutes to wrap up this program. So please, what's your name and location and what do you have for us?
Okay, my name is Mohammed Baba, and for me, it's okay.
Thank you, Mr. Mohammed.
Yeah. My contact is the provision of the Constitution. And the issue 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 of the
Mm.
But this is approximate.
Yes, persons with disability. Yes.
We are in things what's the problem? What's up?
Okay. Oh my God. Okay. Okay, thank you so much, Mohammed. Please, we are losing you. I sincerely appreciate your question, and it's directed to our guest. So he's asking again. I know you've answered the question earlier during the program about the 5% employment opportunity now designated for persons with disabilities.
Well, the Federal Civil Service Commission has stated it clearly that the extant circular on 5% concession to PWDs when it comes to employment in the Federal Civil Service is sacrosanct, and that the Commission will implement it immediately the suspension is lifted. Regarding other government institutions outside the mainstream Federal Civil Service, well, the Commission does not have.
Yes, we are aware of that. So how long is this suspension going to last?
Well, in the first instance, the suspension came about because of dwindling government revenue, which was due to the COVID-19 pandemic that broke out, that broke out 2 years ago. So that's just it.
Okay, so is there like a provision probably where, because at the end of the day, a citizen might want to work for the government. Is there like an alternative way that you recruit people, maybe for internship or pending when this suspension might be lifted?
Yes. The federal government, in its wisdom, the federal government has made provisions through collaboration by MDAs, talking about empowerment and investment in youth. For instance, now the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports Development has rolled out several programs to empower the youths, talking about skills.
That's youth with
ICT skills.
disabilities.
Yes, even yes, including PWDs as well in different ICT skills. Then also in the area of Nigeria Youth Investment Funds, the youths are equally benefiting from that, and the Prime Minister of Youth and Sports Development is implementing that with collaborating with the Central Bank of Nigeria, and I mean successes have been recorded in that particular area.
Okay, peradventure, a youth with disability now wants to, apply for such an opportunity. Do you have a website? Do you have a phone number that
Yes.
Please.
Yeah, the youths can access the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports Development website and apply and then follow the process. The guidelines are there.
So in your words, there are no secret recruitments.
There are no
secret offers. I meant.
No, not at all. From the Federal Civil Service Commission, no secret recruitment because of the suspension.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Raymond. It seems like you've been on the hot seat. He was like, okay, are these questions going to be comfortable? Well, that is why we are here, and that's why our listener, is at the other side of the microphone to, come up with their suggestions and definitely ask their questions.
My pleasure.
Because we believe in transparency in this program, and that is what we definitely promote. So my name is Jennifer Ogo, and this program is still Disability Inclusion, which comes your way every Saturday at 7 p.m. 1 hour exclusive from 7 to 8 p.m. So for more information on the activities of the Albino Foundation, visit our website at www.albinofoundation.org. You can send a message to 0703 110 3773 or 0701 977 3352. To all those who called who were unable to reach us, sincerely apologize. We had our one and only caller just about 10 minutes before we called the program a wrap. Mr. Mohammed, sincerely appreciate you. For all those who are watching us, sincerely appreciate you, and we look forward to your messages from our subsequent edition. So the studio manager has been Usman Muhammad, and this program is funded by the European Union through its support to democratic governance in Nigeria programs and brought to you by the Albino Foundation. A special thanks to the producer Stephen Isabo and also Lynn Abucha, always here and ready to throw in her suggestion and ask a question. Until next time, my name is Jennifer Ogodo. Have a splendid day. Bye for now.